up, everybody? John Gray here, and as my title implies, there has been a crap ton of stuff going on here that has been affecting our finances, so I wanted to share a little bit of that with you, so let's just jump right into it. The first thing is the falling tree. Essentially, a tree fell over onto our house. Now, I know you're thinking trees don't just tip over and fall on people's houses. A storm came through the Midwest a few weeks ago, and some people got hail, some people got, lots of rain. We actually got a mixture of like lightning, hail, and rain. Essentially, what happened is one of the trees next to our house got hit by lightning. The branch falls off and hits our roof. And this isn't like a baby branch. This is like a full grown, could have been its own tree type branch. So as you can imagine, after confirming everyone was okay and we had no serious damage to the house, we were a little concerned because we got this huge tree sitting on top of the house. Luckily, we were able to contact one of our neighbors who knows a guy who does tree removal, and he was able to come out the same day and remove that tree and also trim up some of the other trees for around 400 bucks. So a little scary at first, but no big deal really. Now, the second thing is a little more serious. We missed our first mortgage payment. I know, how does someone just forget to pay a mortgage payment? Well, there's a little bit of a story involved. So a lot of times the mortgage company that gets you financing and sets you up for your mortgage doesn't always keep the mortgage for the life of the loan. And that was the case in our situation as well. They were actually selling it to somebody else, which was Chase, who we already banked through. So I was under the impression that Chase would send us a message telling us, the amount that we have to pay and when that was due. Now, that did happen, and Chase let us know that our first mortgage payment was due on the 1st of June. So I'm sitting there thinking, all right, 1st of June, pay my mortgage, no big deal. But on the 15th of May, I get an email from the mortgage company that we got our financing through to tell us that we're almost half a month late on our first mortgage payment. Apparently, the first mortgage payment is actually due to the mortgage company that sets up the financing. And that was drawn out on one of the 40,000 pieces of paper that they gave us the day we signed for the mortgage. So technically, it's our fault for not reading through it a little bit more clearly, because I was a little confused on how that worked out. But essentially, we owed a month mortgage before we actually thought we did. So that was another $1,150 that I wasn't expecting to spend, but we had to spend it because it was rightfully due and we signed for it. So all in all, if you've been doing the math, that adds up to around $1,550 in June and May that we weren't really expecting to spend, that we had to anyway because of either things we forgot, like the mortgage, or natural disasters like trees falling down. And no, we did not go through our insurance company for the tree falling over onto our house because the amount of the actual damage and cost to us was nowhere near the amount of our actual deductible for our home insurance. Now, thankfully, we were able to cover this with no problem because we have an emergency fund. If you remember from one of my earlier videos, I told you that we actually completed baby step 3, and for those of you on that Dave Ramsey plan, that is to save up 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. And he usually recommends you do that before you buy a house for this exact reason. So in case something like this happens, you won't be freaking out about when the next natural disaster is going to happen, and you won't be bankrupt when it does. So for us, it was as simple as writing a check and being done with it, and then saving the money back up from our emergency fund. And let me tell you, this is exactly how it should work. There are so many people who jump into buying houses because they don't want to pay rent and they feel like they're throwing the money away. But a lot of times that patience of having, the follow through to save a little bit more money before you actually get into a house is going to save you a lot more in the long run, because you don't want to buy a house if you have nothing in the bank, because it's not a matter of if these types of things are going to happen, it's a matter of when. So you need to make sure that you're prepared. And that's exactly why we opted for higher deductibles for things like natural disasters, because we know that we have that money saved, and that's exactly what it's for. We don't want to have to go through an insurance company if we don't have to. We want to have the option. But that's basically it. I really wanted to just share so that maybe someone can learn from our situation and mainly our mistake with the mortgage. There's always going to be something that you forget for costs for the house. And just remember that even if you're the most serious of planner, there's always something. So you always need to build in some type of cushion. Even if you're not someone who's following the Dave Ramsey plan, you need to have some type of emergency fund so that when things like this happen, you're ready for it. But that's it, guys. Just wanted to let you know what was going on with us, spending more money than we really wanted to, of course. But that's all right. All part of the joys of home ownership. So as always, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.